Good morning. It's May 20th and this is going to be a garden tour of my front yard, and Mo is my companion. That's my pup. So I'll just start right here. These are daffodils. They actually didn't bloom this year, but I'm going to let the bulbs store up as much energy as they can before I cut them back. So I'm just letting those die back now. I've got nasturtiums here. This is actually one plant, which is crazy. I don't know what this is. I think it was like a volunteer seedling from one of these delphinium cans. These are a cool weather annual for us here in zone 8B/9A. Verbena here. Some marigolds that are coming up. These are salvias. I've got a lot of salvia. And tomatoes. I think a diverse garden is a beautiful garden, so I put a lot of fruit and vegetable crops in with my flowers. Calendula. This is a Miss All-American Beauty Rose, and it smells amazing. Another bud. Phlox down here. This I thought was a salvia, but now it looks more like a cardinal flower. Red Marconi peppers. Daisies. This one is full of buds over here. These salvias are just stunning, this blue salvia. And then of course more tomatoes. And then I've got liatris up here. Coreopsis. These are Alstroemeria, and I love these. I've planted so many in my yard, and they're perennial in my area. We've got zinnias. My neighbor, she's 7, she helped me plant 3 different colors of zinnias, but it seems only the red came up, or actually I guess it's more like a pink here in my alkaline soil. This is the teddy bear variety. It gets to be 3 feet tall and wide. Lavandula. I've got some blueberries in here as well. Breakfast. And this is the pink lemonade, and then this one over here is the sunshine. I planted these in pots in the ground because my soil is really alkaline, so having the blueberry planted in the pot lets me control the soil pH a lot better. Blueberry. This I believe is a habanada pepper. Another sunflower. Mexican heather. Dahlias. This is the Pacific Ocean dahlia. Need to do some deadheading out here. This one is called Lucky Lucille, I believe. This is a new rose I just planted. This is the Summer Romance. Liatris, just starting to bud up. More peppers. This rose is called the Double Delight. Posted this one on my Instagram, but it's white with pink tips. Super pretty. Another pepper. I just planted this. This is a pineapple guava, or I believe it's called Vihoya. So this one is 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, full sun, zone 7 to 10, and it has edible fruit. So many peppers. These are jalapenos. Gotta drop. See that great bunch? Now I have 2 different types of grapes growing on either side of this arbor. There's Thompson grape on this side, and then flame red grape on this side. Purple fountain grass. I love this texture over here. It's just a little something different. Stella cherry tree. Another tomato. Down here, this is Angelonia, and then I've got Dusty Miller mixed in with it. The Dusty Miller was in one of my winter pots, and I just plopped it over here so I didn't have to compost it. Another Coreopsis. Milkweed. This is the tropical milkweed, Asclepias savica. So I will be pulling this one at the end of fall because I don't want the non-native variety. These aren't open yet, but these are roselle or hibiscus, and I'm growing these for the calyx so I can make a hibiscus tea, or they call it cracker Kool-Aid here in Florida. Marigolds. This is the Crackerjack Marigold. I got these seeds from M.I. Gardner. Mo, you stay in this yard, please. Now, usually this Gara is just teeming with bees. Oh, hello. Like a blue-green fly. I'll see if I can zoom in on it. I've got either 2 or 3 different kinds of Gara here. The white one I believe is Little Janie or Whiskers Pink, and then this pink one is like Beliza Dark Pink, something like that. I've got Firebush back here, and then just a line of cannas, a little circle of cannas. More tomatoes. These are volunteer zinnias from like 3 years ago. That's a fail. Don't look at that. That azalea, I guess, didn't get enough water, and I missed it. I didn't see it. You can hardly see them back here. Let me see if I can get you in there. These are 2 dwarf nectarines. Nectazy dwarf nectarine. Watch out for the bees. You can go inside, Mo. You gonna go in? Over here, this one doesn't look as good as this one does, but these pots have Sunshine Ligustrum from Southern Living Plant Collection, and then Supertunia Bubblegum and Supertunia Bordeaux. There's also this, which you can hardly see anymore, Iberis or Candy Tuft in here. But really, the Supertunias have just taken over. I also have some Supertunias up here, Supertunia Black Cherry, Vista Fuchsia, and Bordeaux. More tomatoes. So I've got these red drift roses here. There's 5 of them along this border, and they have just bloomed their heads off. I planted these in December. Now I am in Florida, so December is not a bad time to plant things here. See if I can get in. Now this is an African iris, and I love this variety that it's multicolored like that. I also think it's really cool that pollen is part of the flower petal like that. So the parts are under that purple bit. So neat. I have a bunch of these in my garden. There's Cayenne Peppers back here. Oriental Lilies. These are oh so easy Italian ice, and they start out this lemony yellow, and then they age to this pink color here. So by the time the blooms are a couple days old, you can hardly see the yellow anymore. It's really pretty. And these lilies just are so fragrant. It's incredible. These are one of the first things I planted over here when I moved into this house. So I planted these in 2016. Let's see. I've got more Alstroemeria. This is the pink variety. And these Alstroemerias have been a showstopper in my garden. I've got blackberries. Mo's hanging out. Bell peppers. This is agapanthus. Trying to avoid the bees this morning. We got some rain, so I think the bees are just getting a late start. Another agapanthus. This one hasn't quite started to bloom yet. This over here is a little gem magnolia tree that I planted in front of my house. I've planted it in this location to help provide some shade to this bedroom that's behind this flower bed. More tomatoes in here. I actually saw some stink bugs on this plant, so I'm going to have to spray it, unfortunately. There were only a few, but some of them were, I believe it's called the nymph stage. This is a tropical hibiscus standard over here, and then I've continued the Supertunia Bordeaux and then Candy Tuft in this pot as well. More Gora here. And then there's a few fireworks pennisetum, it's called, that red fountain grass. I've got onions planted right here. And it's so crazy, this tomato has just taken over the magnolia. Oops. How did that get out there? And then over here, these are knockout roses. I've got 3 here. So I think this one is cherry knockout roses. And then I also have a double pink that's not in bloom right now. And then of course more tomatoes. Go over here. These Gladiolus are about fleshed out. They made a pretty impactful statement surrounding the hummingbird feeder that I had here. But I'm going to experiment. I'm going to let a couple of these bloom stalks go to seed and just see if I can start some more Gladioli from seed that way. This is a sweet bay tree for bay leaves. There's Super Cal there, or Petrical it might be called, and then Purple Queen. So many tomatoes everywhere. That is an Arbequina olive. Rosemary. I grow out the pineapple crowns. Up here there is a citronella. This is Supertunia Trailing Silver and Supertunia Royal Velvet. The Royal Velvet isn't as vigorous as the Trailing Silver, and there's also Boston Fern in there. The 2 trellises here, I bought 2 climbing roses, 2 Zephyrin Druin roses to climb up on the trellises. I thought it would be really impactful to have like these super pink, just like wall of roses over there. So they're really small right now. I've got mint in a pot, of course. More peppers, more volunteer zinnia. There's garlic right here. And then right there, those are coral drift roses, and they're actually really beautiful. These are one of the bigger drift roses, and I think they smell great. I love the color, and I especially love when they'll grow and kind of take over this paver area right here. So that's it for this garden tour. This is my front yard. Oh, I forgot one thing. So just up from the coral drift roses, I've got these 2 pots flanking the garage door. There is the Supertunia Bordeaux, and then I also have more of the Candy Tuft in there. And then my thriller is this dwarf Alberta spruce. And then I have a little succulent planter up here, which I always forget to water. Somehow it stays alive. If you want to put a number planter out in front of your house, definitely put succulents in it, because this is where it's at. It's just a little something extra that doesn't require a lot of attention, and it really, you know, it's a little detail, it makes a difference, and I love it. Yep, the bees are out. that's it for this garden tour. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.